Okay.
All right, hold on.
No sound, I guess. Yeah. That's just something we should have checked right away. Because deep discussion. And then
Well, we can fast forward this.
yeah.
Good to go now.
Oh, good. We're glad you could hear us. Okay, so we'll revisit this.
Maybe that was a sign from Restream. We just shouldn't talk about it.
That might be. I did have so here's where we started, but I'll give the more condensed version. So Jackson Dart came out and introduced President Trump. It's a big deal. Somebody in the locker room, one specific person, is what I heard, had a really big problem with it. I will add that that person and him were supposed to have talked this out,
Mhm.
and everything. So, and we were just kind of like talking about what's the role in, like, if you're public figure, if you lead a team or whatever, what's the role, and can you keep your should you keep your beliefs hidden out of the limelight, or is it okay to have your opinion? And if you want to give the condensed version of like what you were
Sure.
saying.
Yeah, I started off by saying I think it's perfectly fine to have your own beliefs, your own convictions. Um, and there's been plenty of athletes and people of, you know, really high profile statuses, like Dana White, for example, who have come out in support of political folks. And they've survived that, and it's not a end all be all. But I don't think they're like in your face about it, um, and so that's kind of where I was going with everything that I said. I think it's perfectly fine to have your own beliefs, whether that's politics or religion or whatever. Um, you can have your beliefs and you can share your beliefs or talk about them, but don't push them on others. Like, it's okay to say, "Hey, this is how I feel," or "This is what I believe in,"
Mhm.
but not try to force that to be the case for everybody else. So, and I don't think you said it, so I'll say it for you. But
Mm.
um, the president inviting you to do something,
Mhm.
in my eyes, is a huge honor, no matter whether that's Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, George Bush. I don't care who the
Mhm.
president is. It's a massive honor. So if you're able, you should probably go do that. And just because in my opinion, I guess the only other thing I'll say is just because you go participate in something with the president
Mhm.
or at the White House, there's been sports teams that have said they don't want to go there,
Mhm.
or there's been teams that have. Just because you do that doesn't mean that you are in full support of everything
Mhm.
that that sitting president stands for.
Yeah.
So I think people sometimes they tie everything together
Too tight.
too tightly. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Uh, just to re-shorten my shortened version, you're not going to please everyone, no matter what you do in life. Um, stand by what you believe in, but at the same time, be open-minded to the fact that there are going to be people who disagree to an extent of, hopefully not too verbally or physically violent about it, but um, just kind of the last part I said was to point a finger at just him. I think in this specific situation, there was probably multiple people involved in making this decision. So,
Mhm.
probably unfair to him, but also if it wasn't talked about in a team setting, that's probably also something that, needs talked about. It's like, hey, is our focus football? Is our focus this? Just a lot of opinions, but um, at the end of the day, freedom of speech is freedom of speech. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and I would I think Mike said this when we were running through it first time. I mean, we're sitting here Memorial Day, and it's kind of like,
Yep.
what is that about? And honestly, I'm not sure what all it really entails. How is it different from Veterans Day and all those sort of things. And then I'm like, but what happened to us being able to just have a difference of opinion
Mhm.
about something? Like, why are we so divided? Why is it such a big deal that you can't have a guy throwing you a football that believes you know differently than you do politically or religiously or whatever? It seems odd. But it's just kind of a glimpse, I guess, that if you're in the spotlight, so to speak, there are people in this hobby that feel the need that they have to block out, their kids' faces
Yep.
and stuff like that. And it's just like, I think there's a price to pay probably, that we don't understand. Like, nobody probably cares, if I said something really bad on, TikTok or something, I'm sure it would not be good. But it's like most people don't care what I say. I'm not having the same scrutinizing eyes on me. But speaking of Memorial Day and all that kind of thing, it is still just kind of brought up to me that we chose to be open today. I noticed most shops chose to be closed, or at least a good portion of them. And I just kind of, even when I make that decision, that was just a decision because it was like Scott didn't care, and I knew my cookout was yesterday,
Mhm.
and it was just like, yeah, we'll be open. But then I'm kind of wondering how many people are sitting back there and thinking, why did Rob do that? Is Rob like greedy? Is he like another day? Do you know what I mean? So it's just like that kind of thing where it's like I was just like almost like a customer service thing.
Right.
Like, hey, more people will be
Right.
available to walk in, and Scott was available to work and that sort of thing. But it's just like, yeah, I think you got to be careful. Um, but you got to be careful worrying about what everybody thinks too.
Mhm.
For
Well, I think you did right by yourself and the employees by checking and saying, "Hey, what do you got going on?
hmm
Is it a big deal if we're open?"
hmm
Or, and since it was a collective decision that, "Hey, yeah, let's be open."
hmm
I don't think you did anything like, I think it yeah, I don't think you did anything wrong. We had the conversation about should we do break night
hmm
or not, and I think it was the same kinda thing. None of us really had anything going on, and
thought it might be
why not? You know?
earlier, might be okay because
So, yeah, I if you had more staff members to consider and bigger families and all
Mhm.
that, it affects more people, but
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, do you want to check in? Is anybody else jumped in on a break or anything as far as you guys know? I can try to take a look here. So,
uh-oh.
let's see here. I think Brian maybe, or was he saying
He was one that had mentioned that we had no
we have
sound.
no sound?
He's kind of our sound guy.
He's like, hey, what are you guys doing? So, I don't have comments on this. Let's see.
Oh, he said 14 minutes ago.
I'll take a spot and break too. Oh, there you go.
Yep. I'll take the spot and break two, which is so we'll adjust that down to 11 spots in break two. I think that's about the only update. Let me look at all comments, make sure. Okay, that's safe. No,
Sorry, I'm watching the game.
no. So the only other thing, and then we'll really focus on breaks, and we won't, you know, if they go, they go. We won't, you know, beat this a dead horse or whatever,
There you
so to
go.
speak. If it's gets like 6 o'clock and we're not getting some serious movement, we won't really push it too hard. But one thing we were talking about, not talking about specific shows. I know Shipshawana was just this last week though. It was pretty good. Somebody Neo. So just so you know, I'm not just making this up, but Neo actually said the crowd was probably down a little bit, but he said that it was spread out differently or set up differently, and that could have been part of it. Also, I mean, it's summer,
Yeah.
and we expect a little less.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
you know, we were kind of talking about, and Nick can jump in on this one too. How do you guys? I mean, there's several of us in the room that do shows. How do you guys decide if a show is? We'll start here. How do you guys decide if a show is too big for you?
I'll start because Nick's watching the baseball game.
Yeah.
Uh, and he's
Well, I feel
he-
like your answer was going to be
and he's
Yeah.
he's about to lose it over here. So, for me, I decide if a show's too big based on, I guess, really the cost of the tables. And the reason I say that is because of what I sell. We talked about this
Mhm.
earlier. A lot of what I do at shows is value box stuff.
Mhm.
So, you know, a lot of $1, $2, $3 transactions. And when I'm buying inventory for shows,
Mhm.
I specifically try to buy stuff that's going to fall between like $20 and $100
Mhm.
for like display cases. So if you're going to do a big show like the National, for
Mhm.
example, I don't know what the cost of the tables is, but I can imagine what it is.
Mhm.
You got to turn through some inventory at a rate where you're you're working through the cost of your table pretty quickly,
Mhm.
and you got to have a really good um uh what's the word I'm looking for? You got to have a really good sell rate, not only volume, but you know, the amount that you're making on each transaction
Mhm.
has to be such that it's going to justify it. So for me, I look at a show and determine, is it going to work for me based on what I sell specifically. Um, and the big shows like the National or what Dallas or even Shipshawana probably doesn't work for me
Mhm.
because you'd have travel involved. Um,
Overnight
yeah,
hotels.
you got a lot more expenses involved that
Mhm.
um and I'll say like even the big Columbus show is one that I'm very intrigued by, but that's why I'm not doing it because I just don't think for what I sell it's the right fit.
Mhm.
So um that's how I look at it though. And that's why I think I do well at some of the small like Southway and Chillicothe and
Mhm.
so
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just interject this before I kind of make a comment. By the way, the Southway show, there's a video up just dropped that we did on YouTube, and there was a lot of big transactions
mhm.
at that show. A lot of I think I titled it something like card deals at a small card show or something. It's like how I titled it on YouTube. But yeah, that's just Nick finished that, and that's up. Um, but yeah, I would agree with you. I think the only thing that kind of comes into play, and literally Bill and I were just having this conversation because there's a bigger show coming up that um I debated about being involved in, have people think I should be involved in it. I have chosen not to be involved in it, which, side note, it would require me to not do a show that I regularly do. Also. But for me, it's uh social media
Mhm.
comes into play with that. And it's not necessarily, it doesn't have to just be a dollars and cents to make sense. But does it really get me? Does it throw me over the edge? Like if I was 100 likes or 100 follows on YouTube from being monetized, well, maybe I go do it, but and push for that. But as far as just me taking my inventory, that for the most part, I've not had a problem moving and just go there and it be something, like you're saying, price wise, that
Mhm.
might be a bit up there.
I think I'm of the camp of I think I'm in that group of I think you should be at the bigger shows in Columbus.
Hmm.
Uh, but it's not so much for social media as much as I would want I would want a huge like your big banner or something even bigger
Hmm.
that's really points out that you're a shop in Circleville, Ohio, and really try to drive that point across to people that are coming.
Hmm.
And the reason I say that is because all the other, not all the other, I guess, but a lot of the other shops
Hmm.
does. I don't know if I've ever seen Mike at a show.
I don't think he like ever
Yeah,
does one. Real rare. Newhart is very limited on what he
yeah.
does. He did do the one at Greeny put on,
Okay.
but he does the national, of course.
What about the triple play guys? Do they do?
Mm-mm,
No.
no. So I'll
It's
tell you. Oh, go ahead.
no. I was just gonna say it's funny because I see people like Mars Cards
Hmm.
from Cleveland
Hmm.
who come down and they're
Hmm.
very active in the show world.
Hmm. Very much so. Yeah, I had a conversation with him that was pretty funny. I'm like, I'm pretty sure we are the only two dudes with a knockout orange shop
Yeah.
because he's literally using the same knockout orange collar. Like I've seen, the
Right.
social media and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty weird that that he has that. But I agree. For me, it would have to be twofold. It would have to be the shop, and it probably would have to be social media, driving me a little bit. And then the only reason I say this is because for a long time, Hilliard was one of the bigger shows around,
Hmm.
and it does get a decent crowd. And most months, most it's every other month, but most times it gets a decent crowd. And what I found is, even though I'll do okay at the show, when I actually go to speak to people there, they're like, well, I go to Father and Sons, or I
Hmm.
go to New Hearts, or I go. So it's kind of like I feel like they already have
Their shop, their go-to.
their
Yeah.
local card shop they go to. But again, I don't think it hurts being where people are
Yeah.
and being in, and definitely like the Grove City level show is not going to make or break me. I mean, financially, to go set up or
Yeah.
whatever. It's not like a really hard decision. It's just, do
Hmm.
I want to be busy every week and stuff like that? And that's where, real hard call, but that's where it comes down to like something like Southway. Do I put my energies and keep that going? Or if it was an either or, do I start just doing the Grove City show when it rolls around? You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And so that's a very hard call to kind of make. So
Yeah.
so Nick, how do you decide what shows to do? And
Um, for me, it was kind of different starting out. I think your show in Chillicothe was the first one I'd ever set up at.
okay.
So deciding that, one, it was local.
Yeah.
Two, um, I think you had advertised it's about a 60 table show. So I'm like, it's not something that is astronomically high for competition purposes that I could either build a rapport there or whatever else. But I guess now it comes down to really outside of the regular shows that I do with you is, where do I have a presence built? For me, I've been doing Xenia about a year and a half. Um, I know for a fact there's a handful of guys that I can rely on. One, they're going to come to my table and they're always going to buy stuff. Two, um, I wouldn't be opposed to doing newer shows that I haven't been to. I just have to um, make sure that the time fits for me
Hmm.
and I kind of know what's going on. Just like that I've been doing um, more Pokemon as of lately.
Yeah.
So a show that might have a little more Pokemon, I would be interested in doing that as well. So there's a lot of factors for me. I'm not opposed to trying new things, but I would also have to make sure that if there's a show that is, I don't know, central Columbus, Ohio, that's going to be very large, I'd want to make sure that I do have the proper inventory that people are going to want to be looking for there. Um, I'm not trying to disagree with anybody. I do think that value boxes would be the hidden gems there. And I think that that's where, you just have to have something that sticks out to people. It doesn't have to be the 5,000, the $10,000 cards. It could be the value box full of, hey, I would like this whole value box because I'm going to go sell it on Whatnot, and you're the guy that cleans out first. So there's a lot of factors for me. But right now, just the places that I have established and kind of have a rapport with, I guess, setting up with you, and then places that I know, I got guys that's like, hey, are you going to be set up here?
And there's people, I mean, we all have different experiences. There's people that, swear by Xenia. And I swear at Xenia. No, I'm just kidding. Most of the time, like I've done Xenia, I would say somewhere between 5 or 6 times. And I have never done more than what I would rate as about a D on a ABC kind of scale there. However, I know a lot of people that's their bread and butter. I mean, that's where they're going to go every month, and maybe there's something about the consistency of being out there and being seen and building a customer base, where I'm just a new guy walking there with wax once a year, and put it out there. So, but yeah, there are people that swear by that show. You know, I, just throwing it out there, like I'm just being honest, I did Grove City. I was told it was probably one of the down times that I actually tried the Grove City show.
It was.
Yeah, yeah, and I did particularly not great, so I have to weigh what, did it benefit me in other ways,
Right.
To be there and to take a Sunday and that sort of thing. So
I think people forget, or maybe some dealers that don't do it as often, or maybe people that are considering being a dealer at a show. I think it's easy to forget that, if a table costs you $100 and you're working off of margins that are going to give you, say 10 to 15% on your singles that you're selling. Say you're buying at 75% and then you're ultimately selling at 90%.
Yeah.
So, you're going to have to sell through $1,000 worth of cards just to cover the cost of your table.
Yes.
That's not covering anything else for you. So, if a table costs $40, now it changes how much you have to sell through, and your margins can be a little bit different.
Yes.
To make it work.
Yeah.
And I will throw this in too, a lot of the stuff that I do because I end up with cards just from random deals and things. And so a lot of stuff that I deal with at shows is stuff that I probably haven't bought for a particular reason to sell at a show. It's just ended up with it, and the show's a means to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I don't approach a show like, like some people that's their living. It's a little different for me, and I know it's probably the same thing for Nick, I'm guessing, because you don't rely on your shows necessarily. It's more to feed our hobby.
Yeah.
I think Chad does the same thing. It's more to feed the hobby than the
Man, I like that's like the rules.
right.
So I saw the show and Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be around since live meeting where people been that for an aspect of it. It's kind of, I think, people to value on that people on currency. So
Right. Well,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and you develop people, you meet these people and then you remember them as, oh, Chad and his family are the soccer guys.
Yeah.
And, Nick's the Orioles guy.
Yeah.
Mike's the NASCAR guy. And,
Yeah.
you just remember these things.
Yeah.
And then as you're at shows and you see something just like at Southway, the one guy that was at your table, he had been to my table, went to you, and I knew he had some nice Orioles stuff. I told him, I said, don't go anywhere because we're going to get you with Nick, like he needs to see what you have.
Mhm.
And then the same thing I told that same guy, Brent Shannon was at the show.
Yeah.
And Brent's known for being a football guy.
Mhm.
And I told him, I said, you need to see Brent because a lot of your stuff that's, nicer football is right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
you just remember what everybody's like into. Like
Yeah.
you said, it's all the networking side of it.
Yeah. So Chad, you've done how many shows have you different shows have you sat up at? 3. So and I think I know the 3.
Yeah.
So you're talking 3 totally different sizes. One really small, one the Chillicothe one is small, medium,
Mhm.
and then Xenia, which is big. So do you find each one like kind of interesting and different and same experiences basically?
Yeah, say senior, you got a lot more cash buyers, high volume guys. Like,
Yeah.
my very first show, I was up with this Sony and they sold. I sold an entire case. I did some cheap slabs.
Yeah.
Was gone. 5 minutes into the show, I pocketed more money than I probably had selling on eBay in 6 months.
Yeah. Well, that's
People
cool.
buying, I think for me, like, if I reflect a little bit, I probably was able to be more liberal about the percentages I was allowed to sell the cards. And I think it was because I was having fun with it. And
Yeah.
again, something I think I shut off. I like making it buildings. I was selling it, having to sell a bit. Other people were buying it for on it.
Yeah.
Here, the senior has always been to me is like, you got a lot of guys that want to cash that want to, they can spend more money quickly.
Mhm.
So coffee was interesting. I just met a lot of people. So this guy ranch and talked about a spinning exploit. That's probably
Mhm.
a lot of local people that I don't think like go to card shops and just here and there like kind of cruising around buying things.
Mhm.
South Vegas, the opposite. There's a lot of people who want to do a lot of feels my way maybe.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, it's good. And I mean, that's a good point is, I think Mike and I both would tend to just stay pretty local. Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
local. But sometimes there's something to be said about getting out of that area a little bit. Like we'll see completely different people at Chillicothe that we saw up there, and completely different people that we'd see at Xenia. And speaking of the Chillicothe show, it is this Saturday. By the way, I didn't want to not not mention that. We can get off the subject. I was just going to point this out. There was a show that literally Bill and I, it's the Pittsburgh 500.
Mhm.
And Bill and I were literally invited to do it. And but if you're familiar with where that show is, that requires overnights in hotels
Mhm.
and things like that. So we both took our wives and it was like a vacation for us. And believe it or not, like I know I did close to 10 grand. I did close to 10 grand. It was 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday was dying out pretty quick. I mean, the crowd was one of the biggest I've seen. The show was excellently ran. Like, I mean, literally, like there were people to help you pack up and get you to your car at the end of the day. It was a great show, well promoted. But just when I saw, you know, hotel expenses, and then I saw, table rent was I think about 200 a table or something, and I had a couple tables, Bill had one.
Right.
It was just like, does that, 3 days at, having $1,000 in overhead to just go do it, does it make sense? And
Right.
for me, it didn't, but I would recommend that show to anybody that was in that general area. It's just, for me, it didn't make sense.
I've never been to the Xenia show.
Never even been?
Never.
Yeah.
And I get that reaction
Yeah.
every time I tell somebody, really?
well, the first time I went to see it, set up all
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
just because he's going.
Why did you?
Said like in sure, it's right here, like
Yeah.
I've always been to eBay and hey, and never done it. So I decided to go right off. It's pretty fun. I didn't get a chance to walk around for time.
Right.
Thank you guys.
I have these horrible memories growing up when I was in school. Our high school football team, Amanda, always was in the playoffs, and consistently, it seemed like year after year, there was a playoff game that we had in Xenia, and it was like it would always be 38 degrees and pouring down rain. And so those are the memories I have of Xenia.
Just
Yeah, it like cold, frigid, nasty weather
Mhm.
every time I think about it. Don't know why that has any effect on the card shows, but it does. So, yeah.
How did you get dug in?
I did.
Doug's in for
Doug.
break 2.
I got another one. Mike Menendez wants in for the baseball.
Mike, what's in for the baseball?
Yep.
Okay. So I will go in here and update that. I think as long as it's saving it,
It should be down to like maybe nine or 10 spots in baseball then.
let's see.
They kind of get chipping away at it.
5 would be well. Let's see. Edit this.
Great. I only glanced at your stuff at Southway, but when you're setting up at a show, are you doing a lot of soccer or is it everything else? Yeah.
I'm always looking for soccer for my son.
Mhm.
But yeah, I ended up selling unless it's like I guess this is like a guy. I mean that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the kills end up looking. I'm taking my cards up and trading them into keep cards for him. Like that
Right.
deal that I did with that guy
Right.
to it was a PC for me and a PC for wife. I don't sell.
Yeah. Well, I find it interesting, like dealing with NASCAR stuff. I try to take that's the other reason why I take other stuff because I feel like if I if I were to only take NASCAR, nobody would stop at the table, right? Like, and you're probably in that same boat with soccer in a lot of ways, or somebody that does hockey. Um, but just like what you've experienced, there's been plenty of times where somebody will stop because they saw something else in my case, and then they're like, "Well, I used to root for Jeff Gordon. Let me dig through your box, and I'll just snag some random, $2 Jeff Gordon card." Or like you said, the other thing is somebody will be like, "Well, hey, I have stuff I'd trade you that might be of interest."
Okay. Walk around. The guys that have stuff probably do probably. I think what you must be the guy that's on
Right.
that far.
Right.
Probably does well.
Everybody else
Sometimes
has
people are looking
right. Right. See, and that's why I kind of dove into wrestling and WWE a little bit too, is because I was like, I need something else that's not mainstream, because everybody in the room at most shows is going to have Otani or Wemby or
I think probably some sort of that seems when you like this one probably have 50 other tables.
Mhm.
right.
And maybe I'm one of the guys when they sell it to the price that I told. So I'm usually I got well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at the sale. The sale of $30 on the sale and expecting the brand that's midday. It's like
Yeah.
I can't do that. I know I'm willing to pay you. I like full market cost for it. You're saying that's enough to take it. I'm just
Right.
I don't do that.
Right. Right.
All right, we're kicking him out. Scoot.
You done with him?
Yeah. And they get some break. He's like, if we don't get breaks rolling by 6, well, it's now 6 o'clock.
Yeah. It's time to do something. Well, I think
Well, it's going to be baseball.
I know we have one spot, I think he said taken in the wild card football that Storm Ghost took. I would probably even jump in on that if it came down to where we only had a couple spots left, just because I like the wild card stuff.
Yeah.
$20 a spot, you're not going to get hurt.
Well, if you think that's good, then you should jump in the UFC for 2 weight classes at $40.
Yeah,
All you need to do is hit one buyback, and then you get half your money back.
that's true. That is
Who are
true.
the buyback percent?
So it'll be the winner out of the White House title fight, which is Taporia and Justin Gaethje.
Are they the heavyweight or are they
No, they're lightweight.
lightweight?
So it's $100 to the winner. So you have a buyback for it's the buyback and the whole, you would get the fund posting.
No. So I was saying that the spots for the breaks are $40.
Buyback.
So it's $20 just like a base card.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Yeah.
It's a good shot.
Correct. Yep.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, Chad and I snuck down to Northgate this weekend, and I had reached out, and that's the networking part that I love about the hobby is the guy that Chad made a deal with at Southway, and then I made a deal with. I had gotten his Instagram page, and I reached out to him prior to the weekend. I said, "Hey, are you going to any shows this weekend?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to Hilliard." I'm like, I don't think Hilliard's this weekend." And he's like, "Oh, what's going on?" I was like, "Northgate." He's like, "I'll probably head down there." So 5 minutes to us walking in the door, we see him because he's a monster of a kid. But
He is.
um,
He is.
yeah, it was just cool to be able to, reach.
Yeah, like try to bring my own card for Simplicitano for why.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to show the camera this, but I'll take a picture. But guy bought the last hobby box of Neon, and these are a case hit. So it's Scrooge McDuck gold
One of his
coins.
points.
That's cool.
Huh.
That's cool.
Case hit. Yeah,
He's gonna come.
Feel how heavy this is.
Rob. Better get,
Oh yeah.
he's gonna come looking for it.
Yeah.
What's it? Just a metal coin. Okay. I was gonna say
Neon.
that's pretty neat.
We're back to the top galleons.
Yeah,
Wow.
they used to do.
Hmm.
Yeah, like tops blasters and baseball.
Mhm.
Did some.
Well, they do it in Soccer.
It's like big heavy metal star ball.
Yeah, the one that the kid hit when we were in Hilliard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
What's the product that you can get the silver bars in? Is that not flawless?
Impeccable.
Impeccable. Yeah.
You know,
It's I want to get like diamonds and sapphires and cards.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to step the game up. Where you go?
I actually meant to forward you. Someone was selling an impeccable Caleb Williams RPA that was on card autograph. So they got it signed in person because he
Hmm.
couldn't sign with Panini, but it was signed in white marker. It was pretty cool. It was great. Dual 10. Let's take a guess. With that guess, not as bad as you'd think. 3. But it was numbered out of, I think, 99.
Probably only 3 because he's not. Stop.
Correct.
You think you were joking on Saturday about Wander Franco?
Did you see it popped up. Oh, I think Bobby's got about a stack hidden just in case.
I don't know. You think the team would take it back though?
Well, if they won't take Trevor Bauer back, they're not going to take Wander Franco back.
No, he just got hearing about it. It's not getting a jail thing.
Very
Huh?
good one thing.
for what it's worth.
Yeah. So as far as the breaks go,
and he hit, I would have been.
okay, do we
Take
want
good
to
with the
focus
bad.
on the breaks for a second and just kind of tell everybody where we're at? Is the camera on the break right now?
Yep.
Okay, so finest
But now that
football.
he's done talking,
Yeah.
he don't want to give us a chance to
Yeah.
talk.
Oh no! I'm so sorry. No, you guys can keep going. I ran back here and I was like,
You're good.
maybe we should. Yeah. So finest, there's only one spot taken. It was the same one that was up last week. Finest probably isn't going down. It's the same price as it was last week. Bowman baseball, we have some movement on that. We've got 5 spots of 15 sold. You get 2 random teams for the 2 Bowman baseball breaks. And if I listed this break next week, it would be higher because I just had Scott raise this product. So I can tell you that. Hoops, we actually lowered, and Hoops is just actually $22 a spot. We have no movement on that. Same kind of thing, 2 teams. We got 1 taken out of our wild card. Somebody just opened a box. I think hit an autograph a few minutes ago. Autographs are maybe 1 in 4, 1 in 3, something like that. But good product. I've liked what I've seen. But we've got one of that. It's just a random hit kind of thing at 20. We tried to do the UFC as a random weight, 2 random weight classes. So it just was like 6 spots. I think that was 40, I remember.
Mhm.
And then we even threw out, we didn't actually list it, but talked about doing the FIFA World Cup Prism as just a pack, so like a random pack for
Mhm.
X amount. So it'd be like $5, whatever. And we would just bust a pack for you on the street. And there's some looks like 3 prisms per box. Basically all the big names in soccer are probably in there. So
For the non-international.
but they're not in their international uniform.
Yeah, they're just still.
They're in their pro uniforms. Okay.
Hmm.
So that means like if it's like
This Christian Pulisic is in ACY, USA.
okay, gotcha.
What in soccer? What's more desirable to have a World Cup?
Well, the other 3 years, program.
Yeah.
Right now,
So you want the World Cup unit because it's more exclusive. Yeah.
right now, yeah.
So will they do that?
Yeah, they have it. So actually, with Donna's drafts, was never there. I mentioned this.
Okay.
Have those. I mean, I saw them just buying something out of them. So
Okay, yeah, that's weird because Donruss would be the same company, Panini,
Sure.
doing it, so they could have done it.
so they do like that's an interesting part because it's like all the teams and all of those soccer teams. Where most of the stuff that's limited to like the Premier League, league, which is like Arsenal, or they have this UEFA Champions League team, which is all like the great teams.
Mm-hmm.
We were pulling guys from like South, like Swedish league team, like the Swiss league team was a Spanish guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, just FYI, talking about the show next week, it will be full. I just had Scott looking at some things and a couple people I'm waiting to get back to and that sort of thing. But yeah, would definitely be cool.
I'm excited.
Here, I got a question for you guys. So, because it just happened in the NASCAR world, but it can apply to anything. If a active professional athlete, especially somebody high profile, were to pass away, how do you feel about selling their cards?
That's a good question because when we were at Northgate, what was it that was on that table? Was it like an autographed picture or something? Yeah.
I walked by them. Like,
Um,
dude, that was Saturday.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we just sold another spot in the Bowman baseball. So I mean, we're getting to that, 15 minutes or so where we're kind of, hey, well,
I tell people in my group, because that's what we do, and obviously this is kind of unprecedented, other than like Dale Earnhardt in our world. But I've told people in my group, I don't think it's right to benefit off somebody's death. Like, but then, where do you draw that line? Like, what if you were planning on selling a card anyway?
Yeah, I, I could totally misremember this, which like eBay, Kobe guy
Yeah.
came out with like,
Oh,
we're out that place.
oh, really? They shut it down?
I look up, make sure.
So I can tell you, like with the Kyle Busch market the last few days, like I had a 101 on eBay that had been listed since like January. And within probably 10 minutes of me finding out the news, it was sold.
I
And
don't think you counted that. That's our guy.
no. Yeah. And but since like the sales have been astronomical, like what should have been a $50 card is selling for $400 now. And so like where do you I don't know. I'm just genuinely curious what anybody else would, like put yourself in the shoes of if you had a bunch of nice Kobe stuff when Kobe passed, would you have sold it because you could have sold it for X amount more in that moment? Do you feel wrong or for doing that? Like I've told people I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. Like I'm just curious what you guys would or wouldn't do.
I mean, I'd say it would be a hard answer because are you eventually still going to sell it?
Right. Right.
And at that point, I get that it seems like you're profiting off the death, if you will. But I think at that point, it's something that at that moment becomes more sought out after.
That was like 2018.
Oh,
Went to my dad and my son.
nice.
That was like 7 years.
Yeah.
so, I mean, I think
Yeah.
I wouldn't sell that, honestly. Like,
Right.
personally.
Brody said he'll take a spot on Bowman baseball. By the
Risk-
way, yep.
Frisker. Okay.
Would you put me down with
no.
Okay. Well, with Brody and Chad, that gets us down to 7
7.
in baseball.
Okay. So, Brody, you already paid for the football. The football's not likely to go.
So just don't pay.
So, yeah, just don't pay. And we'll see how this one goes. Appreciate it. So, we need to update the.
Working on it.
Oh, if you're working on it. Okay, knowing your question, I just have a story about this
Mhm.
profiting on the debt.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew the guy. I'm not gonna say anybody's name, but I knew a guy that had a NASCAR shop here in town,
Mm-hmm.
and there were meetings back and forth with another gentleman I know, for that man to buy that shop. And the Sunday night before Dale Earnhardt passed away, like night before, the day before, can't remember if it was a Sunday or Monday, but whatever. It was the day before he passed away. They were there at the shop negotiating. And the one guy who was going to be purchasing the shop wouldn't come up to his number. Now his number was like very reasonable,
Mhm.
like $25,000 or something. And my buddy, and I would say they were both my buddy,
Yeah.
or whatever. I knew them both pretty equally. Wouldn't come up to that number. Well, the next day, that happens, and I believe that happens on Sunday. Makes sense.
Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon. He opens Monday. does not raise the price on anything, and does more than the guy was going to give him
in sales.
in sales, just on, and we're talking
Yeah,
20 years ago,
right.
right? It does more than he was going to get the whole business.
Yeah,
And then he kind of, even after that, the owner of the business is like, I don't even know, if I want to sell now because, well, he got his influx of cash.
right. Now he's good.
Now he's good. It still
Right.
has that inventory. But if a deal was a deal the night before,
Right.
my buddy would have capitalized on that passing. Now we
Right.
all know where NASCAR is now
Yeah,
as far as collectibles like that, but that's back when it wasn't cards primarily.
right.
It was 164
Yeah,
and that sort of thing. But yeah, things like that. So I don't think there was anything. I don't think that guy should have. But I walked in. I literally walked in that business,
yeah,
and I literally said to the owner, "Hey, pretty good day, right?" And he's like, "No, it's dead."
yeah,
And I mean, he was a fan.
yeah,
He was a fan. So it wasn't like I didn't see him as greedy in that or anything.
yeah,
He just moved what he could. And at the same price. He
Yeah.
didn't raise it, tried to limit people to one or two because he knew there was be some scalping.
right.
And that's
I know, like, so I guess one of the reasons why I brought it up is one of the things that I've been wrestling with personally is almost a year ago, somebody consigned an entire Kyle Busch collection with me. And when I say it was probably either the best or second best Kyle Busch card collection in the world, I mean, it was
wow.
like I probably started with 100 101s, and I'm down to, the last 20 of them. But I had people messaging me, Thursday night, "Hey, do you still have any of those?" And I just said, "I'm not selling anything right now." Like, and in hindsight, it's like, well, should you? Like, I don't know. Like, and the breaks that I did over the weekend, I didn't sell his spot in the break. I just did it as a giveaway among everybody because I don't know. I just
Yeah.
felt some kind of way about it, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a right or wrong way, right or wrong answer to it.
It is.
It's pretty unprecedented,
Well, like when Kobe
Yeah,
that incident happened, I guess you had stuff already on eBay. You had your Kobe cards on eBay,
yeah,
and that happens, and it goes for some crazy amount. I mean, I don't think there's intention on your part, obviously,
yeah.
and
Well, like the one card that I did sell on eBay, it was a buy it now situation. I had the price predetermined
yeah,
and somebody just bought it. Like, so I didn't really feel bad about that. It's the other stuff that, like, I would feel worse if I put something out, I think, and marked it up some crazy amount. But as me holding to my convictions,
Okay, so I correct myself, they didn't shut it down, but they listed it there. Expert or expert fee or it sets it like saying that record crash or like it's a nice so like
right.
10 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're more than halfway through Bowman.
Yeah, we're down to 7 spots in Bowman. We've got 1 spot taken in Finest, 1 spot taken in Wild Card Football. And that's where we're at.
I wonder where the Gibsons are hiding, especially since the Orioles whopped it off in the bottom of the 12th. Yeah.
Where's Kevin, by the way?
I don't know. I joked around with Chad the other day that prior to Chad coming to the shop regularly, Kevin was coming to the shop. And then once Chad started coming, Kevin wouldn't come. And I think they've been here together once.
Yeah. Do they not like each other?
I think they just don't know each other,
Oh, okay.
which makes it even funnier.
Yeah, it is funnier. So does that mean that eventually Chad's gonna leave us and we're gonna get a new like Steve?
I mean,
Or
maybe Kevin will return one day and Chan will be like, "Hey, I'm not coming." That makes sense.
Sure. He said it.
No,
Yeah, okay, so no. I'm just looking at stuff, you know, going, Richard. So that's what I thought. I thought you said something. I'll just make sure that. Okay. Oh, that's,
I think this is my last show till August. I don't have anything scheduled in June or because there's nothing. You don't have any
Southwest.
in June. Yeah, and I can't. That's the one I'm playing golf. I'm in a golf tournament that day.
There's something
Yeah,
big,
yeah.
Something.
20th.
Is it 20?
is it not?
Fire.
Yeah, it's the third Saturday. It's like the 20th, I think.
Yeah. June 12. Yeah, but I think that shows interesting where there was like 4 or 5 break into this things. Which the down
Mm-hmm.
jump back in.
Have you heard from Dan? How's he doing?
And for 3 weeks. But right before the last Southway, or like maybe a week or two before, I asked if he got out of the hospital, and 3 days later. So it's just been like, yeah. I go back to that because I mean they did that show very regularly and occasionally did other shows.
Right.
And I know he's got one. I need to reach out, just kind of see how he's feeling.
Hmm.
Everyone, tell your friends. Grab a friend. Say, "Hey, these are the. This is the last 2 Bowman, right? Or am I wrong?"
Last 2, well, maybe 2 or 3 in the show.
So we're getting pretty low. Yep, this is the minute they leave this break, they're going up in price. So
Hmm.
for those that care, Murakami is technically on pace to tie Pete Alonso's rookie home run record at 53 home runs.
Pete Alonso hit 53 home runs?
Yep.
Wow. I don't think I knew that. Huh. I feel like once you've crossed the 50 home run threshold, that's like
Who had it before him? Wire back at the guy.
That's a good question.
That's 26.
Oh, yeah, a lot sooner than I even thought of. So it was 2 years prior to Pete. Yep.
Yeah.
52, but then you jumped the mark at 49.
That record stood for like 30 years. So they got him twice.
wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's Chick-fil-A's coming to Chillicothe.
The
Really?
truck or just Chick-fil-A?
Supposedly in 2027.
I will tell you, the one in Lancaster has been. I bet you they haven't had 10 minutes of breathing time since they've opened the doors.
And there is something else I will inform you guys. I did not know until Saturday. If you ever expect to go to the Northgate Mall show, don't expect to do any shopping while you're there
Oh.
because it was empty. Like, yeah.
See,
Like home.
you know, I actually messaged. I tried to reach out and never heard back from anybody. I tried to reach out to the River Valley Mall about trying to do a show there.
Used to
Yeah. I was like, there's literally nothing going on there. It'd be a great place to have a show. Rural King, I don't know how much you guys go to Lancaster or not, but Rural King is opening a store on the end of the River Valley Mall where Elder Bierman was. And I guess the way I understand it is when they finish that, there's a contingent part of their contract that may allow Rural King to buy the rest of the mall. Yeah.
Also, they need
I think this is just me throwing stuff out in theory because I don't know. I think they would use it maybe for like agricultural shows, like like I don't know how much you guys know, but like down in Louisville, there's like a huge uh farm and tractor and FFA show, something smaller than that, but
17. And I'll work. This.
So, side note to Mr. Franco, real quick. It says he receives the verdict, the guilty verdict, but avoids prison sentence. The full sentencing will be June 16th. It says the victim's mother is sentenced to 10 years in prison for money laundering.
All right, so. 28, well, 18. So,
remind me when we're not live. I had an idea for you.
okay.
I mean, we can
See, it
That,
it would potentially. I could see your initial reaction would be it could cause some friction,
Yeah.
but I also think it
like I said,
is an idea that could open a path for you to something else. So
not that I want to get I'm working for the break off. So that's done with that.
So at this point, I'd be refunding some people some money. So we're in that dangerous area. Like if we only had a couple, I'd be like, let's just forget this,
The Saturday,
and move on. But
I almost wanted to hear ball. Because it's like Raleigh, I like it. There's part of it that I don't want to be. I gotta go. I'm on Saturday. Yeah, I'm on Saturday night. I have to go. I don't. I get Saturday. It's good in there. The ground.
I mean, it's
Years.
it's not people more difficult. It's just you're like, oh, here you go.
Bad. You know. Oh, maybe later. Oh.
we could have some late nights when we're doing Fanatics.
Well,
Maybe not, but I'm just saying it's possible.
I think the online
Yeah.
presence of Fanatics people
Yes.
would help,
Yes. 100%.
but
Well,
I also think when it comes to Fanatics, doing teams would also probably move things along faster. Not saying the randoms don't sell here, but I think there's a lot of people who were, if it was pick your team,
Yeah, it's the struggle that we've had for quite a while is we don't have enough. There's not enough support to go to pick your team format.
yeah.
But if we could get to pick your team format, I think there'd be more support. So it's like a
Random. The auction kind of spots to be
random, yeah. Which I think Fanatics has a
but it's
same kind of thing.
so a lot of people. Well, the part that is say you break in. You're bringing a 2024 Sky, and your first spins are like
Best team.
Bears. It's like then nobody's paying for the random spots.
Right.
Right. And it's done.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I would say you're for a breaker getting into Fanatics or whatnot, you're better off to set your price. Be like, all right, here's what I need to sell each team for.
I did like that too. There was a couple guys that I did in the breaks where they would sell at price and they all offers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say they take 3 teams and all a bunch of money. We go.
Yeah. I mean, that's what, like, I know that's what Card Collector 2 does. They do everything, not everything, but most things, pick your team. And when they get down to where they have stuff that's not moving, then they just, all right, make an offer.
Well, I won't be. I won't. Yeah, I want to be up. Dutch there, like the 91.
Did you watch any of the races yesterday?
Unfortunately, stuff. Yeah, but he said it's twice on. It's the hers.
I was holding it together when his parents came out, and then when I saw Samantha and the kids, I was like, oh no, this is. And then of course, then they do Amazing Grace and Taps.
Hello, sir.
Just a bubbling mess.
Well, why don't you come to the shop and find out?
Okay. We just came from a drive park and just drop off a moment. It's just so we'll be heading up there now.
Do you want a spot in baseball? That's probably the only one that's going to fill.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 spot, 2 spots, 3 spots, 4.
We got a special. You buy 6, get 1 free.
That
Good deal.
All right. Well, we'll mark you down for 1.
See ya.
Yep.
So I am actually my wife's cousin. Mark is one of his minutes. If you ask me about the guy, so I'm in like a passive them every week.
Yeah.
Where it's like at the beginning of the season they randomize your order. And like I think there's 20 something people in there. Say you're like 20 at the start.
Yeah.
And the next week you're 21, 1 or 2 times and when you get to the bottom, then you get the number 1 pick. And we just go back. So it's like a text chain. So it's like once I think I would say you're up, and then you think and you text them, say you're up. So it's kind of real.
Yeah.
Stage points,
Yeah.
Stage wins, and then whatever points they get, you get.
Yeah.
Just like the same setup at the playoffs and everything.
Yeah.
So I had Kyle Larson yesterday.
Good day.
Stage win,
Yeah.
fifth. And then he had a chance at the end.
Yep.
That's all we can ask for.
Right. I do
some guy in there that was already picked up 4 or 5 winners, and like, how did he do this?
Jeez.
It's like total luck.
I do a pool that it's you pick 5 drivers to start the year, and it's same thing, you just earn points. You don't have to pick again though. It's set for the year, and you just it was like no, you could pick any. I took them based on last year's results. I divided them into groups, and you had to pick 1 driver from each group.
Like
Tiered them, yeah. But there's some people like the Hogans. You probably know Mike.
No, that's fine.
And Tony.
Ethan and Kevin
They-
took a spot, so we're down to 6.
If you saw them, you
6
probably
spots.
would, because they do a lot of the shows around here, and they're not really NASCAR, but they're like, yeah, we watched some casually.
Who?
Remember they had the Jackson Dart downtown, or the Scissors Route downtown? Was that them? You know,
I don't think Mike would have a.
who's the guy we saw at the end that we make deals with? Very end of the, like, we were walking out, we stopped by that last table and we were talking to him.
Oh, that was just the guy that buys for repack.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm starting to see recognize faces.
Yeah.
Names.
Yeah. I'm sure you've seen these guys around, but they were like, yeah, we do that because we just casually watch here and there, and it was like $10 to play, so they're.
I've been to when I lived in Phoenix. It's something else.
Yeah. I think I describe NASCAR like soccer and hockey. You're gonna have way more fun if you go
Personally,
than watching it on TV.
I agree. So,
Yeah.
pay attention to my son's into it.
Yeah.
Never really paid attention to it, and then we've done a couple of games there. I'm like, this is fun.
Yeah.
A couple of games. Hockey, same thing. It's like, best sports to love.
Oh yeah.
Unless you sit under the cannon, then it gets very annoying. Yeah. I did that once last year. I was like, I'm going to take a break because it's going to be a while for my hearing recovers.
Yeah,
But-
I was at the Phoenix race where Jeff Gordon and Greg Biffle got into it and cruising like a fist fight.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah.
When that went down. And that was that one too in overtime where Danica Patrick got smashed into a car caught on fire with right on the snap. That was an infinite one.
Yeah. Phoenix is a good track too.
Yeah, and then the last one was like when you're running green for a lot of laps in Phoenix, it's like you're standing on you're on over past the freeway.
Right.
It's just
Nonstop.
No
Yeah.
passing, they're spread out. It's just like it's if you want cautions and like as soon as they implement the stage
Yeah. That's the way we used to go to Dover every year, and Dover is a very boring racetrack to watch because you don't get a lot of cautions there. It's a lot of long green flag. And same thing there. I think they benefited from the stages because it bunches you back up and creates a little bit of something.
I mean, the thing about the race last night is I was like, I turned it back on. There's like a few laps to go, and there's like these 6 cautions. Oh my god! Like, what did they keep? Was it Moisture they kept calling for? Because they're like,
And,
before at the end, there was no wrecks.
yeah.
I was out on my phone on mute, so I couldn't hear what they were saying.
Oh yeah. So initially they threw it for lightning in the area. And they said and there was some confusion because they said normally when they throw the caution for lightning, it's a 30-minute automatic wait. Well, they didn't do that. It was like 7 minutes and they're like, okay, we're good. Well, it was because the meteorologist determined where the lightning was and which way it was moving. They were safe.
They called it early.
And then,
Ran
yeah.
7-3 or 1 or something.
And then it rained. So it rained for a really brief period. They got back going, rained again while they were under caution. Then it just cut loose like torrential. Like you could see the water laying.
Huh.
And they were like, all right, we're just going to call it. And even Dale Jr. was like, yeah, it would take them 2 hours to dry starting now.
They've already been going.
And it was already, yeah, it was already almost midnight. Yeah. The Indy 500 was a good race.
I did watch it. Watched it once.
If I've only been to the 500 once, but I will tell you, if you ever get the chance to go, you should 100% go. Yeah. That is quite an event.
The kid, like, I feel like he like the dude behind him, like faked it.
Right.
We went too far and then he swooped.
Yeah.
It was over. Like this. 200 to the second or something.
And now that guy's finished second 2 years in a row. That's, I mean, to say you finished second in the Indy 500 is pretty cool, but
Yeah.
it's got to be gut wrenching to say, yeah, I ran second 2 years.
Can I squeeze out of here, kind sir?
Yeah.
One of my almost both of my waters are working through me. My name's Mike Gibson, sir. My first name.
Taking them.
Oh. Oh.
Crazy, yeah.
Hey, they're just for you, boy.
Why did you laugh when I said that? There wasn't even a like, no, not today. It was a laugh right off the bat.
You can feel it, but that's just what I used to be doing. That's the Happy Memorial Day. Everybody. Yeah. We had a graduation party. The person whose party it was the one we gave the cards to.
Oh yeah.
I think probably half of the Taze Valley High School that baseball team was interested in getting some of this.
Well, I hope you like them. That's
Oh yeah. His dad, I had to talk to his dad to get the dates for the back.
yeah.
But after we gave it to him, his dad took one and probably showed 5 or 10 people, and he was.
Yeah.
So it was. It hit the spot.
I had done
You don't want it. Gonna come and take it.
I had done so many custom cards in like that little week time frame because I had done those. A lady in my group messaged me for her grandson that plays like Pee hockey, wanted one. Another guy had his daughter was graduating college and she was a dancer,
Okay.
like on the dance team, and he wanted some made of her. So like I did your 5, I did 9 for the guy that had the daughter. I did like 3 for the TV hockey player. And then I'm working on a race car driver, an ARCA driver who doesn't have any cards out. I made 33 cards of her and sent them to her. Like we conversed back and forth about all this, but send them to her and she's going to sign them all. Maybe even do like a couple inscriptions on a few. And then I'm going to sell them, and then a chunk of what we sell them for is going to go to her.
Okay.
So I had done like 50 custom cards in like a week. I was going through like, all right, that's enough for a while.
Yeah, I was in the backyard, kind of where most of the, like, I guess the parents / school people were. And Kellen was out front. They were playing cornhole and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's like all his teammates were like, "Where'd you get that at? You know, how do you?" So, well, let him know that hey, if anyone wants some, give them my info. So it's like it's $10 a card. There's got to be that middleman markup.
Oh. See how he's doing. Uh-huh.
How's Nick? All good.
I'm just gonna ask, did you get the guy's PSA slap last week?
No, for Noah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonah or whatever?
Yeah. We will get those. How's Nick on like no. How's he doing since he's home alone?
Oh,
Because he's
yeah.
on
So I'd reach out.
we saw him on Friday over at Chad's.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in such a
Does he have 12 little season spots out?
Yeah, probably. He does have a skull.
Yeah, not like
That
Oh, I'm out. How long is she gone?
I think 2 days. So she left Thursday, so I think I'm guessing like next weekend, probably.
I don't think we should. I mean, we're down to what, 6?
Yeah. But for baseball,
Yeah. I would give it to at least 7.
if we end up not busting that, I'm sure we'll bust something like. I'm sure Kel will find something back there.
I got a text from Kip. I don't know if that's.
Yeah.
He just said, "Hey, Mike, it's Kip." So I don't know.
Your insurance is due.
Is that Kip Dunguster?
Yeah, I don't know if he's wanting to get in a break or if he was also working on life insurance stuff for it, but I wouldn't expect him to be working on Memorial Day. So
Okay, so here I'll do this. Hey guys, yeah, we just got some stuff busting in the background, but we are down to just 6. Well, yeah, we just got 6 spots left in the Bowman, 2 hobby box break. So we've came a long way on that. It was 15 spots down to 6. Somebody wants to jump in, just comment on the Facebook page and we can get you in there. We're gonna let that go about another 15, 20 minutes, and then we're probably gonna unfortunately call it a day.
So I can see the
Eleanor, are we involved in that? Sorry.
I wanted to be, but it's too interesting. Like,
It's too interesting for your likings that you're not going to be in it.
it's
That's kind of sounds color.
Makes sense.
these the people touching me.
Okay, you don't care that I'm like showing the camera you guys opening this, do you? Let's see here.
Is this a battle?
A battle to just call it together anyway. That's the end of the story. Oh, yeah, that was comment. He wants to break.
Did he once in the break? In break 2.
Says I will take spot 2 in the break. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure that's probably been out there for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, God, 1 2 minutes. So if we get another backward for this sledge.
Okay, yeah, you can see the guys. They decided to open a UFC. So they're just in the background there, ripping into a box of that. Again, Bowman, we're really close. Definitely if it doesn't go, I can go through and refund people at the end here. And again, remember the show is this Saturday in Chillicothe at the Ross County Fairgrounds.
Yeah. My bag.
Is that an insert?
What version of my bag? It's the 2040. I don't know if insert counts. It's got to be
Yeah,
base numbered.
it don't count in baseball.
So the red card doesn't have to. It's fine that. That's.
What do you want to the match? It's good going.
Want to hope on a winner.
Well, then you ask me to.
Okay.
Oh, that looks like it was. Well,
Yes,
was this black person? What was? What? Where the black? Yeah, that's interesting.
The shop will get her to move in. Sharon, you can. Oh. Wrong song. It's been having some. Have they? I don't follow the NBA at all. Oh, so well, I've seen some of his 3-pointers and that's not bad. If anybody puts on about one day, like maybe was
He's saying,
Maybe it was, oh, I think it was John Mamer.
then my next question is gonna be, why is 1, 2, and 3?
Mhm.
He was like,
Oh,
Yeah,
I can't find the
he has been
thick
on fire.
spring.
yeah. I would have been 6'8". I would have been really difficult like this. And not just because I could shoot, because I would have made it difficult. It's like, once you have an X amount of size, what are you doing outside?
yeah.
Of course, Limbey's like a rail, so probably doesn't want to be playing.
So is this like very rare because it's Easter?
Who's the jersey? I just realized who's the jersey.
Oh, it's not one. Nobody's specific.
Okay.
This jersey I'm wearing is somebody came in the shop
Is there ain't no backwards card?
and they was like, "Oh, I got some red stuff." And I was like, "Okay." And they were like, they've been to a yard sale,
Red on it.
and they were just like, it was like a picture, it wasn't anything, and then it was like a card in this jersey, and I'm like, I just don't have a pictures. They're like $10. So I was like, okay, so now I'm going to jersey.
What's after this? Oh, right. Oh, thanks. Oh, it's so much. He wasn't.
No, it's now a good time.
Oh, yeah. Steve A. Neochip. Wow.
I think that's my cousin.
Yeah. He did leave. Found that. All right. Good you know. On that case. Pretty neat stuff.
Yeah.
There's 3 calories. And curious about it. Hey,
That's, I mean, those are very rare and well, they don't have like Cops Crown Easter's.
What's the new thing that you got? This like around $100. I was surprised. I thought it would be more.
Wild card.
Yeah, it's very wild.
Any good things are your
I mean, I've seen it. I like it. So there's a mammoth card,
Right.
and it started, I think, with like the dinosaur version,
yeah.
but it's just a bigger card, and it's
Okay.
in case, and all of them are one of ones, but
Okay.
then some of them are true one of ones, like collar match one of ones,
Uh-huh.
and then it's like 1 in 3 or 4 boxes. There's an auto,
Okay.
but every card's numbered to 18 or less,
Okay.
so it's just like a, but it's. Again, it's not like it's leaf like
Right.
product, it's not licensed. But for $100,
Right.
like, we got people that I think I got 20 boxes and there's like maybe 6 or 7 boxes left.
Okay.
So there's a gentleman just right before he came opened the box.
Any reports of anything
Huge.
I mean, for $100 box, you're not expecting.
Yeah, I showed what you look like.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I just
There's
somebody got somebody did a Rottenberger 101.
now the ordinary
It looked really nice.
box for that.
what?
Wait, what?
Oh my god! I may have just
What?
through. Bobby's opening.
Call 911.
Bobby's opening one.
You get some employee discount out there, gotta give him a.
Holy shit! I may
Something's wrong with Bobby.
Yeah.
He's glitching.
He likes that product. I like it ever since we walked through the door. Yes.
Yeah.
Wild bird.
Was that public domain?
Oh my
But
god!
how much on fine? I think it's 94.50. No, I don't.
Really?
It's all right. It's not honest.
Okay.
You know what? I don't go to my chair.
I do declare, I think I've come down.
The thing is you're not going to get hurt.
First box of cards I've opened in a long time.
Yeah, I bet that's the first box of cards you've opened that you've paid for, like not besides somebody handing you packs for 20 years. Like, wait a second. There's a Jonathan rookie in this one? Yep. Okay, come over here. Come over here. See. Here, we'll move the camera so I can see where, so you can see history in the making. History in the making. Can I just sit over there?
Bobby's opening the first box of cards he's opened in. Let's see. Let's go.
You don't want to sit here, Bobby?
You don't? Do you want to sit here?
I'm trying to.
Oh no, go for it. Hey, let me see if I can get it back on the right camera. Here, hold on. Oh, wait.
Anything else going on?
So you're watching history here.
Not really.
Bobby's opening a box of cards.
All right.
So you get you saving the mammoth for last?
Yep.
Okay.
I want to see what you look like.
Yeah. Oh, you can see how cool that looks?
All right.
Yep.
Looks like Eli.
Okay. First card. Eli Manning.
3 or 4, Eli Manning.
3 of 4, Eli Manning. Yep. So it's up above you. So you're good to put it about right there. Yep. So
Eli Manning, 3 or 4.
yep.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham, 2 of 4.
Odell Beckham, 2 of 4. Okay.
Trying to get it in the right spot.
Oh yeah, here I can. Here you're good.
Never heard of this guy.
So college guy,
Eli Stowers.
Eli
apparently.
Stowers. You heard of him?
Yeah.
Oh, I like this guy.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
101. Yes.
Is it a 1-on-1?
Dan Marino, 101.
1-on-1 Dan Marino.
Might we throw the case in?
Oh yeah, right here.
Bobby up here, your 2 Bobby Wicks.
Whatever you want, 1 and 1 2.
Jalen Hurts, 11 to 15. And the big boy here. Let's see what this is.
Let's hope it's somebody we've heard of.
Nah, I don't. Card.
You don't like it?
I don't know.
Oh,
If he ever makes it, I do.
oh okay.
Cade Klubnik,
Played at Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
still cool.
1-on-1.
Yep.
They're 1-on-1. Yeah, it looks like a giant comic card. You can see.
Yeah.
All right,
Pretty
that
cool.
was fun.
Yeah.
Nice. That's the thing about watch parties. You're not going to get first be bad. Yeah.
I don't even have to use my own my own one touches. I already got
No,
one
they
touches
already-
on.
Already got
And I
it.
got me a 1-1 Marino, which I'm happy as crap about.
That is cool. And I like that comes in a case. You know,
Yeah.
this
Oh, yeah.
oddball thing you're trying to.
I know.
Earlier today, I think the guy hit an auto. Yeah, I've seen 2 autos just from what I've seen opened.
They're just beautiful cards.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
I've sent a bunch to PSA, like a bunch of Will Howard's PSA. Just because.
fun.
I like that card, the case.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I was going to show you a picture, but yeah, you can just look at his.
Or you can,
Yeah, he was.
here you want them.
Oh, I think
That's cool.
yeah.
No, you got a picture of all of them? Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, I can get it. I'll take a picture of the Dan for sure. He's
I have an extra Benji in my pocket today, so
yeah, I'll take a picture of that.
and it has a
We done, Nick?
something that Geisha probably wouldn't have through.
I'm gonna say
Uh-oh.
WWGD. What would Geisha say?
Well, she's not in the country to stop him.
Yeah.
I said it's right. I sold him. Oh. Egg on ice. Oh, no. No tournament this weekend, so still sitting at 33-1. Yeah, so you are doing the show. Yes, as far as because our things change, and before it's going to be one game on Friday, one game on Saturday. Now they're both games on Saturday. Okay, so I'm still going to do the show. I don't think I'll be there in the morning to help set up. That's fun. I think Mike's actually going to be there, and Nick's going to be. Okay. I'll be there. And there's a couple supervisors you need. Yeah, there's a couple guys that just they show up. So, but I'll be pretty organized, like literally I'm trying to convince it will be so crowded and like squeeze it. There's a chance we might be there early and Kellen might help set up and then someone pick him up again. Hey Kellen. Do you want to come on Saturday in the morning to help set up? No. Okay. I'm going to guess think that is a no bid. No, what's a game? No. What about Ron said we were up? We need to take almost there. Inflation brought you. Yeah, careful. You went through and set up our. Okay, fine. Well, okay. You need to know because. You need it. You still need help. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to like us to show up and save money and not really need the help. So I mean, the thing is, in the morning is more of a time constraint. Like get it ready. At the end of the day, I can also use help, but it's not as rushed. Yeah, it's not like on Fridays, like instead of Saturday and we came here in the middle. Yeah. Oh. That's why I don't do it. They actually said they would unlock it. Well, last time I asked, they said they'd unlock it at 6:00, but wanted half the day's ready. So I'm like, there's nothing going on there. It's like, yeah.
If you don't have an event.
And I think your last show, didn't you have to like kind of figure out how to get in the building because they didn't didn't you have to walk around back? I walked around and found it. Well, because last time it might have been well, they did less to have it organized. Like I had to actually go back and get the these. But honestly, that time I had to go back. The guy here is having I saw him like to sign a contract. He dropped he was like barely right. He dropped like 7 pounds. He's just pounds. Well, it's nobody feels it. It's they're all they're all there to work. Us. So I rented it out for a wedding. Oh yes. I do. I probably everybody shows over by 2 years, and then the people there like it one o'clock. Trying to set up. South High. No, this was. So that's happened sorta at South High. I thought I remember something about that at South High. But no, they literally were kicking us out, like setting up DJs and stuff like that. This East Side show he's talking about. It was like, and then they would just be like, month to month, they'd be like, well, yeah, we knew you were here, but also we didn't care. Double book. Like, okay, thank you. So were you opening something? Well, let's think of just take it. $4 off in the top. $4 off in the He's saying he wants to pay for the table. Yeah, but take the 40 now off of the top. Let's just wait. Let's not do it that way. That's what? Okay. Because I need to see if I can count some right. I'm gonna take it. I'm asking how hard. Yeah. We'll give it a little bit. If it doesn't, if it doesn't, just, somebody message me and say, refund some people. I'll see if there's been any. What AEW? Now.
What's the I want something with the mirror. Okay.
No, I don't. It's funny because we went to see them live a couple years ago. They do a nice live show. Yeah. But I haven't watched it in probably at least a couple of years. It's good. So you're about a tree fell where my girl was good. He's got the high skills. Up you know like where the site of elementary is? Yeah. Okay. If you go out past there about 4 miles, I got there when I was younger, I got there a lot. It's kind of just it's like 5 miles west of Foxfire. He goes to them on the meeting. I never think of like your tree branch is small, but you never think of it. It's not like being houses with like he doesn't like a deed and stuff, base parts, and they have one of them. And you get them for like $1 here or there. Now they're going to like $5 from right. You didn't entertain it. First. That's good. Reasons you have to $5 I can't buy that dollar different. I can do that. So here. How are you doing? I'm sure I'm very aware of let's see here. Well, everything's gonna be out of that side there. Yeah, but. Yeah. Okay.
Chad's already wrapped. We're gonna do what's in my I want to do a
Jesus, Christine. Record randoms. Versus your senile fast. Mike talked the influence. Mike talked into it, but he's well, hey, you pull a Kyle Busch on it. Then we do what we just talked about. Do I just sell it then? $300.
That was my cousin's driver. I think I bought him like a tire patch for like $5 on Hoover.
Yeah.
It's a fish tank. $65 for
Yeah. All this stuff. I have. Did I show you the stuff I've got? Tell all the. Oh, I think all that. Then we gotta keep it. These are on consignment. But if you want, all on together. Yeah. That's what yours. And there was 4 times that many when I started selling. Only one. The stops project. He's good. He's coming up through Cindy right now. So he's won a couple truck races. Right here. I think we're good. Stuff. Stuff.
So did you do good on that box?
Now, without Mike here, how well do you know your national up? Just because I was telling him like the Kane's cousin got me on Aspen. So okay. It's not flying blind. You run the road. So I've seen Jimmy Johnson. There was also a driver named Chad Little. Yep. I just from Spokane. Okay. I couldn't work out. Well, he was awesome in Bush series. I said, remember watching that. Yeah. Yeah. Probably another optic. Lane Riggs. Jeff Burton. Oh, nice. He's going in the Hall of Fame. They literally just announced he's going in the Hall of Fame. I guess. Yeah, so that's the new thing they did this year is team cards.
What did it like?
What are you getting? I don't know. He's probably texting Keisha. Is it okay if I get? Well, she was on the phone earlier. So what's that about? No, that's good. $50. Yeah, he's one in the Hall of Fame. Well, that's the thing that's like ripping NASCAR old selling of in the house to the house of that. It doesn't just pops a little more like this. Sounds kind of a little draw. Well, yeah, Ward has more. Okay, yeah. I'm thinking of Ward. No, we'll see. Yeah, I'll see it. And yeah, let me know if it doesn't go off. Somebody questions. Yeah, we'll let you know what happens.
You
Half price sale starts when the door dings. So, about what we seen the last one, Betty. No. Yeah, well, that's there's ask we call NASCAR, the last
Not really. It was a cool car. That's what it was. Probably on your tag it there. Yeah. And a lot of cars across our face. I'm like, we follow, we found a friend.
Did it show how much his cards are on up, like percentage wise? Or
Not percentage wise. So I can tell you his autographs were typically selling like a base non-number autograph would sell for 35 to 40 bucks. It's now selling for 2 to 250. Is this where the balloons are? No, you're looking for downtowns or slingshots. Kaboom is in turn 4. Gotcha. Oh, instead of Kaboom, Kaboom, that Kaboom. Yeah. I hated it at first. I was like, "Oh, this is too hokey." Like, and I quickly realized most people were like, "Oh, that's kind of cool," and I'm like, "Okay, so this is pretty." I do have Kyle Busch PSA 10 down, but somebody a different person had on the sign. So I call him the face of NASCAR. And
Basically another.
yeah, exactly. So people, there's dudes in my group that are like they hate all the female drivers. They're like, oh, she shouldn't be racing. And I'm like, so I'll pull out one of Zachary Tinkle's cards and I'll be like, and this dude should be racing. Like, who would you rather see an interview with, Andy Deegan or this dude? I think this guy just he's following me around. Yeah, Rhonda. I usually have to say, see everyone. Like me, so. Speak about their hopefully truthfulness. There, it's Jeff Burton time. That's a cool hat. Jeff belongs to Ward. Harrison belongs to Jeff. This is what the slingshot cards look like.
Slingshot engaged.
Slingshot kind of like a hometown, home field advantage. Not the top, but yeah, it's a piece. It's a retail piece. Okay. So it would be like an uptown. I would put it in the category of uptown. Okay. When the new select comes out, we're getting black color glass this year.
he's doing it.
Should be a relic. Sure. No, you know that Austin Bill is who took over for Kyle Busch. It's the one that drove the car. Switched to what, 33, I thought? Yeah.
They're gonna have like a day to
Are there are there rules about numbers have to follow drivers or can they just the number belongs to the team? Okay. But so what a lot of people don't know is when Kyle Busch signed with Richard Childress Racing like 3 years ago, one of the stipulations in his contract was that Rexton, his son, gets a future contract with Richard Childress Racing. There you go. There you go. Kyle Busch tire patch. Nice. So they've said
Hold on, I'm zooming in on it.
Rex. Yeah. What do we think? What do you think? I mean, like a moral that I'm not going to sell it, but I can. These are unleashed inserts.
So we just had to talk about what kind of car we missed. All right, let's see. I did miss on a Topps Chrome Brady 1 of 1 at Senior too, so.
Like how much optics. Like kind of something. So,
If you throw it in your value box, yeah. If you put them in, if you put them in a value box, it might sell. You never know. You could become the next NASCAR guy too. It's like I don't want to do it.
We'll just call you Chad Multisport.
He takes money and
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy, but yep, I'll take that $20.
What do you think that patch?
I don't know. Way more today than it was on Wednesday. Fire.
Couldn't get Wyatt out tonight. He's like,
sun came out like first time all weekend, but I'm going outside.
I didn't realize still Friday how much property back behind Chess.
Yeah, I mean, the side of this.
I think I saw some honeybees back in the
We got 3 guys.
we've not had the spaghetti yet because we got home and it was late and we just someone's like, let's get these. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I don't want to rush. This isn't just a throw it together real quick and eat it. It's like this is high end pasta, so we gotta do it right. Yes.
Man, they give over yesterday. I saw you had a couple of phone names. Filled out.
Yeah. Did you see somebody bought them all?
Oh, did they?
I had 3 out, and then I had another 3 or 4 of them in my case, and he bought them all. That was Marshall.
Okay.
Yeah.
His dad came by and I had him out at the I'm sure he's like, you need to charge more than this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Wait, are we live right now?
Not yet. We'll be here just a second.
Bobby said he'd take the last 6 spots. He's into this ripping now.
Bobby on a heater.
Yeah, that Dan Marino 101 really got fired up now.
Not that fired up.
All right, everybody. As we're coming to a close, since the break did not fill for those that have not already received their money back, and that would be the 2 individuals that sent Mr. Nick the money. Rob will refund those that paid. Thanks for everyone for trying to participate. I will tell you that, again, if you missed it in the beginning of the stream, the Bowman Baseball Hobby Box price just went up $400 a box. I think jumbos are down to 700 and blasters can't stay on the shelf. So there's anything you guys need, feel free to reach out to Rob. Don't forget that the Ross County Southern Ohio Sports Card Spectacular show is this weekend, Saturday. Yeah. So thanks for everyone for stopping in and watching, and we will see you next time.